Why do I think that you should consider downloading and installing this free app from the App Exchange that Julian Sattelmeyer created? Well, there's many reasons, but let's start from the ones that I like the most. When you look at events that comes in JSON format, which we love because you don't have to do regex, programmatically it's very easy to see them. But from the human perspective, when you see the payload of the logs, this is not trivial for you to match which is which, right? However, when you install that app, you get this button here, Prettify Payload, that when you click on it, you not only get everything, tab and easier to look, as you can see here, but also any custom property that gets extracted, like this one, source IP in this particular case, gets highlighted in yellow there. This is not only good for JSON, but also Leaf and Ceph and other formats. So let's take a look at these are some Leaf events. Again, when you look at them, not easy to kind of match them visually. Okay, however, when you click on the Prettify, you get nicely separated. You get highlighted the custom properties that have been extracted, like username here and source IP, as you see there. But you also get these things highlighted in orange. Anything highlighted in orange is part of the that when QRadar maps an event, it needs two things: the event ID and the event category. And you have seen, if you've seen any of my parsing videos on for QRadar, you'll see that. Well, in here you see all the event categories highlighted in orange. By the way, you also get that highlighting working for regular syslog events. If we go into this one in here and click on the Prettify Payload, you get that custom property highlighted there, right? But particularly for JSON, Leaf, Ceph, all those, this is very, very useful. Now there's another reason to use this app, this highlighter button in here. So when you click on it, and you can click on Prettify and Highlighter on both. In fact, let me actually do that. On the Prettify, you get all those custom properties and those orange things for the event categories. But when you click on Highlighter, you get these, and this is the ones that come from default. I'm going to show you some cool things that you can do besides the X-Force in here. So you can click on any one of those, and that's going to make the API call for you on the X-Force Exchange, and will give you any information in case that these things could be malicious or anything like that. Now, when you download the documentation that comes with the product, you go to page 14. Julian, in good details, explain how you can configure this event highlighter for searching things like Showdown, Quad9, XFE, DNS, virus total, CMDB data that you may have. Very many different options. Some of them via passing the credentials, the API credentials, for you to get access to the information that you have. And again, he explained this in very good detail, right? How you perform this in here. Let me actually go into the configuration on my system. If I go here under the admin tab and scroll down here, here it is, event highlighter, right? And here you have also a short explanation like the one that you have there, but notice that you can extract from here not just a rect, but also custom event properties themselves. They don't have to be just regex. And here you specify whether you want to pass the APIs. A lot of cool things that you can automate. So whenever you find an entry in your logs, you can just click on highlight, click on it, and you make a showdown call and see what do you know about this, or virus total of any one of the. Or for example, a good example that he shows is with Windows events. It's always a pain when you see, well, what is this Windows event ID means? Well, he shows how you can actually go into, take that particular event ID and go into Ultimate Security website and get the category from there. And here's a screenshot of doing precisely that. With this app, you also get two dashboards. This I don't have it populated: offenses reference, and this one, open offenses per rule, which is actually kind of nice, because for the rules that are fine, you get how many offenses are actually open and how many days they are, right? And you can definitely configure this and put any other data. And this is kind of useful to see, well, how come these offenses have not been closed? Well, maybe our guys do not know how to deal with it. I may want to take a look at that particular situation. These, for you to install it, requires you to go here on the add item and go here on the analyst custom searches and add whatever of those two dashboards you want to add. Once you do that, the first time you are required to put a token. So you need to go onto the admin tab and go under that app again. Let me scroll down. In here, and you need to click on this dashboard again with the reference on it, and you need to put the token right here. So you go into the admin tab, you generate a token. Where's that app? The section for generating a token. Here, authorized service, you generate the token, and by the way, no longer you have to deploy changes. I have to deploy changes because I was doing something else in here, adding some log sources. But you don't need to deploy changes anymore when you generate a token. So you go back here once you have generated your token and you give it the right authorization. All you need to do is look at offenses here. You don't need to give it admin right. And you go on there here, you put your token, and then you can test your token to make sure that it's valid, and when it's valid you can actually submit it. And now you have those two dashboards right here, like the one I have in mind, right? And by the way, I believe that this app on the background populates the data every 15 minutes or so. And the other reason why I think you should consider adding this app to your QRadar is these nice searches that Julian provides. So for this particular offense in this data, if I want to have a search that look for all the asset information from Windows events in here, you just click on that button and that generates that search for all those events, and you can modify the time frames in here. You don't have to do these quite involved regex AQL search to find those. Same thing for if you want to look at any network connection, if there has been any scanning activity. This one are actually very useful. Let me show you the last 2 hours of events that related with this offense. This offense has been running for a few days. I just want the last 2 hours of it. Or contrary to that, I want just the first 15 minutes. Let's say this offense fired 10 days ago or 15 days ago, whatever. I just want to see how this began. So you can click in there and you will automatically get all those events. Now, perhaps I have saved the best for last. Now, you have this particular button here with that app from Julian, or you can go from here in the new UI as well. You have it in there, right? When you click on it, what these things it generates is a dynamic group of tables for rule ID, lookup sources, more on this later. But I want to make sure that you know that these things have been generated from this particular QRadar system. So when you want to search on it, this is not a static page, what I'm trying to say. So let's say that you are here and you want to look for, you want to make efficient searches, and let's say that you want to search for Windows events. So you click here on this button and say, well, I want to search for Windows events, and notice in here that you get comments and where device type is 12. Do you have to know that Windows events device type is 12? No, you don't have to, because you have this app now. So you click here on copy, and now I can go back to my log activity tab on advanced search, and I'm going to do select asterisk from events. Okay, and now boom, I paste that entry there, and I can go back, 24 hours, and I will get all the Windows events. Now, going back to that AQL search, you have the same thing for your very own log source group, the AQL functions that you may have installed in your system, as you can see in here in mine, save searches that you have made. This is similar to that trick that converts any GUI-based search that you have saved into SQL, but you have it right there. This is actually very good. And same thing also for the rules. If you are investigating particular events related to a particular rule ID, you can actually do here. So this, if you're not familiar with AQL, and even if you are, if you want to make effective searches, this is yet another reason for you to download this particular app from Julian. And Julian keeps on working on this, and I'm sure that he's going to be adding more goodies into it. So please consider incorporating this into your QRadar system.